Travis doing good, so I've been doing videos on YouTube since 2015. It started with my career in anthropology of the ancient Middle East, and it wasn't until 2016 when I learned of the total solar eclipse that I began expanding on my education for you guys, as I'm the last one standing. Although Gary Greenberg friended me, or whatever it's called, following me on academia.edu. I thought that was interesting. I thought he was dead. But I used to email him back in the 2000s. And if you don't know who Gary Greenberg is, he's the author of 101 Myths of the Bible, and Moses Mystery, and some other books. But D.M. Murdoch also was a part of our group, even though we all were independent of each other. We were publishing on the same topics, that of the Bible coming from Egyptian documents. And both Gary Greenberg, well, all of us have our different understandings or conclusions. I'm the only one who went into the field of science to actually perform the actual accurate scientific testing, and I'm the last man standing. But I had to go back to the basics for you guys yesterday, as I'm getting a lot of new people as a result of my Nelson clips that the church was freaked about, and so they came out with the quotes and sayings of Nelson over the past 5 years. Yeah, they're not stalking me at all, are they? But I'm still seeing Mormons in denial of these basic facts of Mormonism. And you have to accept it. Otherwise, what are you doing? Are you purposely being evil to gaslight and lie to us and deceive us? Because that's what you're doing if you cannot accept these basic facts of Mormonism. And so the first one was the Book of Mormon testifies that this church that started with Brigham Young, which is the second video, is false. That's a basic fact. Because if the Book of Mormon is true, this church is false. Why? Well, I went over it with you, and I just gave you a few examples because YouTube will not allow me to do long videos for uploading, along with this shelter. But the next one is Brigham Young founded the Church of Jesus Christ. And that's where Mormons get deceived, because they don't understand that the Book of Mormon is not Christian. It's not talking about Jesus as actually coming to America. And once you understand these facts, then you are able to put all the pieces of the puzzle together and do your research like I do. You have to also learn how to do research, I guess, but I tried teaching Mormons how to teach. It was back in the 2000s again. The church had come out and wanted every Mormon to take that course. And so the bishop received revelation from Jesus to call me to be one of the teachers for the class. And he asked me, have you ever taken the class? No. And because he believed it was revelation, he still had me be the teacher for it. But I'm still well overqualified to teach, if he had known what I was involved with. But one of that is knowing those who make the manuals and knowing the errors they make. And so, yes, the Teaching Teachers How to Teach manual has some major errors in it. And part of it can be fixed if they just put the lessons in the right order. Because I had to discuss at the beginning, a lesson at the end. Very frustrating. And then you get those people who demand that you read from the manual. And then throw a hissy fit if you don't. Too many times that has happened. But I'm still, with new people comes new hate comments because of their ignorance of Mormonism. And if you just understood the basics, what is a fact? And no, your feelings are not facts. This is unbelievable. You feel Jesus is true, so he therefore is. Dear God, do you hold a seed in your hand and feel that it produced fruit for you? Yummy, I'm full. No, obviously you're going to starve unless you plant that seed. And so, if you're not even going to bother to research the words in the Book of Mormon, the words of Joseph Smith, you're not going to catch on how they are different than Nelson and the other presidents of the church and prophets since Brigham Young. And you have to go to the Joseph Smith papers. Dear God, how hard is this to do? The church came out with it. The church publicized it. The church wants you to go to it. The church came out with videos knowing that you wouldn't read them to cover up the things that are in there, as I've been leaking those for you. Joseph Smith knew Brigham Young was the enemy, and he calls him Judas. And if you don't catch on to that, you do not understand why the 1838 history, Visions, was written as it was written. And if you do not know real church history, you do not know the context in which it was written. Because it was right after the Kirtland Safety Society was sabotaged by the Danites.
Corey Sherman, you have a phone call at the front desk. Corey Sherman, you have a phone call at the front desk.
Went and caused the Utah War, or the Mormon War, sorry. The Mormon War in Missouri with the election fraud. Election fraud? Adam on Diamond? Travis said that 116 was a fraudulent document. Wonder if that has any connection to it. Yeah, yes it does. Because that section was supposedly written in 1838, when right before the Mormon War. That's another clue that it was a forged document, plus the actual document itself. But if you aren't going to bother to do your research on the church, don't even come onto my ball court. I got game. You don't.